the best ways to market to doctors? One of the things that I like to talk about is not just best ways, but really what is the mastering of marketing the ways to market to doctors. First of all, let's talk about what marketing is. So let's think about what it means just to get known. Folks, what you need to understand is when you get started in any business, nobody, maybe some of your friends, maybe some of your family members might know that you're in business. But folks, you've got to get out in the communities where you live. And a lot of people might be a little shy away from doing this, but folks, this is where what we teach and what we have found to be the number one way in which you are to get clients is to get known within your community. So think of it that way instead of sales and even that kind of that scary word to, marketing and whatever else you might think about that is. Listen, people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. Well, before you get to the trust factor and even the like factor, guess what they've got to know? They've got to know who you are. And so when you're starting this business or like any other business, you're going to need to get out within your community. I'm going to show you here in underneath this particular topic, but what it means to get known. I'm going to share with you about 7 different ways in which you can do that. So if you've got a pen and paper, you might want to take a couple of notes. But let's first of all just really dissect what marketing is. And the most simplistic thing I can tell you what marketing is you and your business getting known out there in the world. Now, a lot of you might think, well, I'm going to get known by putting my website together. I'm going to talk about that. You might want to say, well, I'm going to get known by doing some things on social media. You might get known by doing that too as well. But folks, if you can understand, that is just one of the lines you need to put in the deep business ocean out there. Those are just a couple of those that you're going to toss out there. So you might want to, get real far back and then throw your line out there in the water with your website and let it go do its thing. And it's going to just tumble out there in the business waters. You might want to get out there and do a great job with Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other business social media parts out there. Put those lines out there. But again, just having that out there still doesn't make you known within your community. So just think of this first and foremost of what we're going to teach you and share with you of what you're going to do to get known within your community. So the first thing that I want you to learn how to do is build a strong network. Well, what does that mean to build a strong network? Well, one of the things that we're going to teach you here, obviously I went through all the information of what you're going to learn during training. Today, you're going to kind of see what we're going to teach you about doing that. Well, one of them, again, is building a strong network. And these are with other people who are doing business within your community. Now, hear me out. I'm not telling you to go to a doctor's office right now. I'm not telling you to go to any medical networking meeting right now. What I'm telling you to do and encouraging you to do is go out there in your community and let people know that you're in business. Well, if you think about it, think about this. Let's say that something breaks in your home. Maybe it's an electrical switch. Maybe it's a plumbing issue. And what do you normally do? You pick up the phone, you call a friend, or you call somebody and go, hey, who do you use for your plumbing? Who do you use for your electricity, electrical parts of there at the house? Or, you're going to hang a brand new TV in your home and you need someone to come do your audio visual stuff in there in your home. You're calling friends, you're going to neighbors. You may even reach out to some of the other business people that are in town and go, who do you recommend? I hope that you're kind of catching on what's happening here. Because this is what you need to do. You need to get involved in their community. And you need to get involved with people that are in real estate. You need to get involved with people who are CPAs, some people that are attorneys, people that are involved with construction, building of homes. Because guess what? All of those people touch a doctor somehow, some way. Okay? So Building the strong network of people is what all you're doing. You're just collecting people and getting to know these people so that when you're out there in the marketplace and you're trying to get started out there, people know you locally. And it's those people you can say, hey, here's my website. Here's my Facebook page. Here's my LinkedIn page. I want you to get to know it. Because before you start handing those out, what do you think the first thing you need to be doing when you start meeting these folks here that you see in this picture? Ask them, what is their website? What is their LinkedIn page? What is their Facebook? Do they have connections where you can make connections with people when you get back to your office? So this is what we're talking about, building a strong network of other people who are kind of like-minded. Some of these people will become, as you'll learn in our training, are some people that become your power partners, okay? Write that terminology down. You're actually going to these networking meetings to find power partners that you can work with. And you're going to ask me, well, Eric, does this work? I can tell you it works because it's worked for me. And it still works for me. I love going to networking meetings. And to me, they're really not even networking meetings anymore because these people have become my friends. We hang out together. We go do other things outside of just doing business stuff out here. I see them at a local farmer's market, or I see them in town and run them to the grocery store or wherever I may see them, and we see each other. And actually, some of them live fairly close to me, and sometimes we actually gather together and just talk about different things here. So what am I telling you to do? I'm trying to tell you to get within your neighborhood and get within your community and start learning these people that are doing business with doctors that you don't even know about, okay? Now, where are some of the best places you can go? Well, I'm going to tell you one of the best places you can go. And now here's an assignment that I want you to do. Now, if you've been on any of my other webinars where I've talked about this, bear with me because I've got brand new people on here I've never seen their name before. But what I want you to do right now, here's an assignment that I want you to do between now and next Wednesday. What I'd like for you to do is find out who is in charge of your local chamber of commerce, okay? Now, you may live in an area where there may be several within the surrounding area. I can tell you, I live in an area that I could drive very closely down to Fort Worth. From there are several other communities that surround Fort Worth. I bet you within a 20 to 30-minute drive of me, there's probably about 5 or 6, maybe even as high as 10 different Chamber of Commerces. So you don't have to just go to your own. You want to find out about them. Here's what you're going to want to find out. So find out what local Chamber of Commerces that are within a 10, 15, maybe you might want to even take it out to a 30-mile radius, 30 minutes of where you live, because you're going to want to go out there and go visit these folks. Once you've identified those Chamber of Commerces, what I want you to do second, so here's your second assignment about that, find out when their next luncheon is. Every single month, every chamber, most of every chamber holds some type of luncheon. Okay, you do not have to become a member of that chamber right now. You don't even need to have started your business here with American Business Systems. But what I'm wanting you to do is give you an assignment to go see what it feels like to go to a local Chamber of Commerce luncheon. That's all I want you to do. Find the ones that are by you, and then if there's a luncheon, find out when it is, and hopefully within this month or the beginning of next month, you can go attend one of those and just see what it's like. What you're going to find out is exactly what I'm talking about right now, because you're going to find plumbers looking for electricians. You're going to find electricians looking for contractors. You're going to find contractors looking for real estate people. You're going to find real estate people looking for other people in business like CPAs and attorneys and other legalese. And some of those people are always looking for someone in healthcare. And I promise you're going to find someone in healthcare at one of those Chamber of Commerces. What kind of people can you run into? You might run into what's called some people that are in home health. You may find some people that are involved in a local nursing home, or they are part of a hospital system, or there's a chiropractor there, or there may be another doctor there who's looking to build their practice. Okay, building a strong network can happen as simply within a 30-minute drive from where you live right now. Okay, so this is one of the first things I want you to tackle between now and next week, okay? because those that are on here today, hopefully you're going to be on my webinar next week. I'm going to try to remember as many names as I can. And I want you to tell me, I want you to put it in the question box that you got that. The second thing I want you to go find is an organization called BNI. I want you to attend a networking meeting. Now, folks, I'm almost telling you what you're going to do and what you're going to learn here at our training course. Because what you're going to find out at these BNI meetings is that there are only selected people that go in there. What I mean by that is that if you look through this room, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 11, maybe 12 people there. Not one of these big people are in the same business, what I mean is, if the lady that's over here on the right-hand side of my screen, she may be a CPA. The lady next to her may be in real estate. But I'm going to tell you, there's nobody else in the room that would be in real estate in this particular BNI group. She will be the only CPA in that group. The guy next to her, he might be an attorney. There'll be only one attorney, which means there's probably going to be only one medical billing company that might be in there. And they're going to give you an opportunity to at least visit that little charter group there twice for free. Now, you may want to reserve some of those because you might want to come back to those, but at least what you can do is start doing your due diligence, because you're going to want to find as many BNI groups as you can find, okay? If you'll go back to an interview that Adam and I did back in February or March, okay? One of the brand new business owners for American Business Systems got their first client through a BNI group and never joining it because she went to 3 or 4 of them. You can visit both of those twice for free, and she ended up getting a client out of that. So what I want you to do, learn, first thing is to get known. You're going to go attend and find out some Chamber of Commerces that are in your area. So you want to kind of find out what it means to build a strong network. You want to find out how to get involved in your local BNI groups. And there's some other types of BNI groups. But the reason I stay on that is because this is one of the best ways we tell you to business network together. So you're going to want to understand that we're going to teach you this. Now, you're going to go through a live training class with somebody here at American Business Systems. What you're going to find out is that every module that you'll ever go through here with American Business Systems, we've already got a recording of it. So even though that you go through it live, you're not going to remember everything. You're going to want to go back and review it. We've got you covered there. Number 3, I want you to start thinking about if you're going to get in this particular business. Now, I'm going to start, I'm kind of taking a very wide, we call it our sales funnel. You know, it's going to start narrowing itself down. This outer part of the funnel, you can go do without being in business in anything right now. Because you can just say, I'm just visiting. I just want to check this place out. I heard about it. It's great. It's a great place to meet other people in business. The BNI is going to start narrowing itself down there, okay? But when you get to this third one here, get on the office lunch list. Now, you might want to reserve this one and once you become a business owner here at American Business Systems. Because what you're going to learn to find out is we're going to show you how to be able to go to all the medical billing, all the medical offices that are in your area. And all you got to do is you'll have your business card and you'll have some information. And all you want to do is go to each one of those and say, hey, do you have an office lunch list? What you're going to want to do is get on their list so that you can actually bring lunch to them. Now, some people are going to think, oh, well, this is a cost for me. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a cost for you. But find out what you can do to maybe one day bring in some pizzas or maybe some breakfast tacos one morning or whatever it might be. And it's just compliments of whatever your business, your medical billing business name might be. This is going to get you some attention because I'm going to show you a little bit later how you can start utilizing this information by what you gather in some data collection to learn how to start drip marketing to some of these particular offices that you might want to go after. So you're going to want to find out how to get on the office lunch list. Every doctor's office has it. They're okay about being fed. You might as well learn how to get through that. So what is this all accumulating to? Well, I'm sharing with you how to get known. As you get a little bit closer to that bottom of that funnel, what you're going to start finding out is that you want to start taking advantage of some events that might be coming up. And you might even could be one of the guest speakers at that because you've made yourself known within the community. Then finally, as you kind of start whittling down in that funnel, there's going to be some opportunities where you're going to want to actually meet directly with some doctors. Now, you can see here, I didn't start off here. This is way down on the list, but it's okay. Don't be, what I'm trying to say to you here, don't be afraid about wanting to meet doctors personally, okay? That's one of the things I wanted just to try to drive you here, because again, what is it? You want to get known. That's what you want to do. You want to get known within your community. But we've gone way out over here, and they're kind of whittling ourselves down. But one of the other things that you might want to, that you're going to find out here in this whole process of what we're doing, you're going to want to learn how to utilize some sales reps. And yes, there are sales reps out there that work independently, which means they may sell to the doctors some medical devices. Maybe there's still some pharmaceutical reps out there that you're going to be doing. But what this is going to do, this is going to help create your possibly another power partner. Now, this one these folks are going to want a little bit of commission, but we're going to show you how to utilize and pay these folks up front without any extra cash out of your pocket, because once you've got some things that you've got these people out there kind of bird dogging for you, and if they help you sign a contract, one of the things that you're gonna have from the doctor, you're gonna have a setup fee, and part of that setup fee can go as commission to these sales reps. You might want to even pay them a little percentage on there for a little bit of time because they've helped you get that particular client. However involved that they get involved with you, you're going to want to possibly utilize some sales reps. And then lastly, number 7 here is to cultivate your warm market. Now, usually a lot of people kind of like to start here. You can see how I've kind of got this reserved towards the last, because once you've done all these other things as I've brought you down to here, one of the other best places you can help try to start developing some networking is then with your warm market. Now, this could be started at the beginning or the end, but let me tell you why I kind of like it where I have it right here. This is my own opinion. This is not the opinion of maybe a American Business Systems trainer. This is just personal, my own. But what I like to do is that I want to show these people here that I'm extremely serious, because I've done all these other things out there already. Does that make sense? Because sometimes if we go to our friends and our neighbors and people that we want to people that we kind of already know, we can maybe start burning through some of their potential people that they already know. But once they know that you've gotten out there, you've collected all this other data, folks, you just developed a trustworthiness, because again, what you've done, you've shown to even your most closest friends and family members that you've been out there doing what they would consider to be the hard work, and you're not starting with them. Okay, you'll even feel better about it because your list is going to exponentially grow, because you'll be able to take all of that information now and then even kind of do a roundtable with 3 or 4 friends and say, hey, this is who I've been out there marketing. Does anybody know this person? Does anybody know this person? Oh yeah, I'm really good friends with them, and they really do. You know what? I'm going to remind them that you're in this revenue cycle management business, and see, now you're getting support here, because now you're not kind of coming to them too cold. That you've got your warm market, and all you're doing is warming it up for them, because they're going to be able to tee you up on how to drive that. And again, we're going to show you how to do that in the training class, and we've got other material out there for you. It's wonderful information. This is the first little section here. I've got a couple of more sections I want to share with you. So y'all hang in there with me. Hopefully you're enjoying the content so far. Now, the second major part of it is, so the first major part that I shared with you is getting known. You've got to get out there and get known now that you've gone through all the training, and you've kind of started developing your warm markets and your other markets, and they're out there churning away, and you've got all these different lines out there in the field, out there in the big business waters of the oceans of the waters out there. Now we're going to start to teach you how to demonstrate your credibility. Again, folks, you need to look like you're credible from the very, very beginning. And how are you going to do that? You're going to use leverage. So remember this, you're going to use the leverage of 30 years of American Business Systems. That's what you're going to use. People are going to say, well, how long have you been in business? I've been in business with not American Business Systems. I've been in business doing this type of work just shortly, but it's okay. But I'm a part of a larger group of network independent medical billers throughout the United States that have been in this business for over 30 years. Now, I'm going to show you some other things that you're going to be able to utilize as part of your leverage. Because one thing that we do know, is that doctors already trust other doctors and experts in the field. So we already know that because they're already attending certain things that they're going to. They're actually going to some business meetings. They're reading articles. They're going through all of this. So we're going to use the leverage of the 30 years of American Business Systems in their training and everything that comes along with it. And we're going to start utilizing industry leaders. One of those industry leaders is Adam Phillips. Adam has written several articles already in the Billing and Coding magazine. These magazines are currently already going out to doctors already. In these articles, it says, it just shows them that he is the CEO of American Business Systems. But to them, all they're doing is reading the articles. Folks, he is an industry leader out there, and you're going to want to learn how to utilize material that ABS has either published. One of the leaders here at American Business have already published, and we're going to show you some of those here in a moment here. But utilize this information because it's a wealth of information that's already out there, and you can connect with that. This is where you can start dripping this information through your Facebook page, through your LinkedIn page, through your website out there in the field. So remember, doctors listen to industry leaders. The other group of people that doctors listen to are other doctors. Dr. Vicki Rackner, who I'm hoping to be able to get on a webinar pretty soon and do an interview with her very soon. She has co-written a couple of books with some folks here at American Business Systems. One is Adam Phillips. She has co-written a book with Adam, 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Fingers. This is going to be a great asset for you. You talk about leverage here. You're going to be able to not only be able to use the article that I shared with you earlier, you can have that in a PDF format, and you can ship that out to the doctors in some of the other articles that Adam's written. But this is actually a paperback type book that you'll be able to give out to doctors. Now, you want to be careful about who you give this out to, but let me kind of share with you who Dr. Vicki Rackner is. In short, she's a retired general surgeon. She was been in healthcare for 34, 40 years already. But when she retired, she knew that doctors were still struggling getting paid. She remembers those days of getting paid, and she had to have a biller that was in-house, and then she got it outsourced. She found out outsourcing was the best way to go. And that's why she's teamed up with us, because we're always about outsourcing. But another book that I want to share with you is the New Thriving Medical Practice. Again, this was co-written by Dr. Rackner and Patrick Phillips. Again, these are industry leaders that are out there. But there's something very special about this particular book. You talk about using that leverage. Here's how it really is going to leverage you, because you're going to be the one that writes the foreword to the book. Yes, you heard me right. You're going to be the one that wrote the foreword to the book. Now, we've got just a sample name up here, Susan Smith, but you see CMRM, that ought to ring a bell back to you, to the MIRMA organization, because it's through MIRMA that certified this person as a certified medical revenue manager. And yes, you get to write the foreword to the book. Now, we've got a template ready for you to go. You can add some things to it. You can share some things, some more things about it. You can take a little bit of a way out of it. But not only do you go on the front of the book, you go inside the book, your foreword's inside the book, and all of your contact information is inside the book. You talk about utilizing leverage. This is utilizing the 30 years of experience with American Business Systems. I have had recently, within the last 2 to 3 months, already know that some of our brand new ABS business owners have used this book by distributing it out there, leveraging the information out there, and getting their first client by utilizing the book. The other thing is having a professional website. This is probably where most people stumble the most. We already have professional looking websites for you. That's included in your investment here. There's several of them for you to choose from. So instead of you having to try to figure out what design do I need to have, and especially what do I need to say in my webinar, we've got you covered on all of that. So utilize the leverage. Now, I can only spend a little bit of time on here because we're already at the bottom of the hour, and I told my YouTube group here that I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, but I've got one more little section I want to get to. And this one has to do with showing your strength, okay? So we, first of all, let's kind of do a quick review. Our first topic was getting known. Out of that getting known, there were seven different ways I showed you about how to get known. The other one is utilizing leverage. I showed 5 different things in there about utilizing the leverage here and getting you quickly brought up to a certain level of credibility. This last thing is where you're going to flex these muscles and show your business strength. And how do you do that? Let me put it this way. We already know that there's some other organizations out there that might sell you a business model in revenue cycle management or medical billing, but they have one thing that they deal with, and that is their billing platform. Not with American Business Systems. We have several different solutions, and these are just some of the samples of them. We actually have others that we can't even put on the screen right now because we've got so many that are coming at us. But iClaim and EMRx is our pinnacle part of our billing platform, what's called the practice revenue system or the practice management system. And then we have other systems that go along with this. You see up at the top, virtual care. Virtual care has to do all with collecting patient data while patients are at the home. This actually came out of COVID because patients couldn't go see the doctors, but they needed to get their vitals, which were either their blood pressure or their oxygen levels, or they needed to take their weight, or they needed to keep up their sugar levels for diabetics. But they would have to step on a scale, call the doctor's office, and try to get all this information here. Folks, out of that has been birthed a wonderful industry called virtual care. And we've got that technology here to help you with your doctors. And yes, you can make money and not even do the billing for that. But we also have some coding solutions. We've got some other things here, people that want to get involved with dental billing. We have that as well. We have all these different services and more. So you talk about sharing your strength and strength through these solutions. This is what it's all about. So out of that, I'm going to highlight a couple of these because I know as we kind of wrap this up here, one of the biggest questions that people always ask about medical billing is this: am I going to have to learn coding? Because not only as a business owner here, you're having to learn how to do marketing. The other thing is that people always want to know about coding. So let's talk about that real quickly. So there's about 4 of these that I'm going to kind of just run through here real quickly. Coding solutions. You need a coding solutions. We have that. It's called CodeWrite. So you do not have to go to coding school. Okay, let me repeat that. You do not have to go to coding school. We've got that covered for you because we have independent certified professional coders who will do the coding for you. Okay, so that's part of what you're getting here. You may think about, well, how do I pay for that? Well, the doctors are going to pay for you for this particular service. So again, this is nothing that's out of your pocket, okay? These are services that we have added in here to help support you when you need it. Because I'm going to tell you, not all doctors need coding. And the doctors I ever did billing for, I think I had to use this service 2 or 3 times. And I've owned 2 medical billing companies. So believe me, I rarely use this, but guess what? They asked me if I had coders, and I got to say yes on both occasions. So folks, you're going to want to have this as part of it. This is showing your business strength because you're not just you're not just by yourself as a brand new person that's starting a medical billing business and you kind of left yourself. You got a whole team of people behind you, including our solutions for coding. There's going to be some times where some doctors are going to be challenged by audits. Okay, so let me tell you real quickly what an audit is. Doctors are already credentialed, or they can bill for Medicare, or they can bill for United Health, the United Health. or Aetna or Cigna or any of these others that are insurances that are out there. But at any given time, these doctors or these insurance companies, especially Medicare, can audit a doctor. They can say, hey, listen, for no good reason, we just want to say, send me 20 of your charts out here because we want to run them through an audit system. What are they looking for? Well, they're looking for errors. They want to make sure that the doctors are coding properly. And they want to make sure that they're not overcoding, which means that they're giving the doctor too much money. And certainly they also want to find out if the doctor's undercoding, because that could still be a violation as well. Audit Guard will help you and help the doctors identify if they're coding properly. So let's say that one of the things you might want to lead into is say, hey, doctor, when was the last time you had your Medicare charts reviewed by an auditor? Then we go, well, the last time I had it was 3 or 4 years ago by Medicare. Well, it might be good in time again because a lot of things have changed in the last 2 years. How about, as we're kind of talking through things here, how about we just do an audit on some of your charts? You can kind of see how our business works, how we're going to interact with you. Let us help you with identifying some of the charts that you might need to help correct. You may never end up doing business with them, but you've got the service going through with them, and you've built some trust, because this doctor may not be ready to take you on for you to do their billing, but they might know somebody else, and you've already built some trust with them because you've helped that doctor get better at their own coding. Third thing is about HIPAA compliancy. Folks, this is one of the main areas throughout the entire year that doctors are always under the microscope. And I'm telling you, the more that they hire people within their office throughout the year, because we all know we go to a doctor's, they've got somebody there that was there, now they're no longer there, they got a replacement there. Every person that they hire, they have to take them through that doctor's HIPAA compliancy training. Then every year, the entire office needs to go through an entire review. So this is a nonstop thing that doctors are having to go through. And especially with cell phones being all over the office, people are taking pictures. And that's just not good, because that's an actual HIPAA violation. So how about we help these doctors make sure that they have all of their documentation in order, that they've done all their training throughout the entire year, and get them prepared for 2025. We have that as a solution. Finally, as I kind of start wrapping this up, we actually have what's called a practice analysis. And a practice analysis is here to help you show your strength. Because even as a brand new business owner, you can be able to walk through a doctor on this practice analysis and actually do a full analysis on their practice. You'll be able to take all that information, transfer that information from the practice analysis to this practice revenue report. This is what is the sizzle on the steak, as you would say, because what you're able to do is take an analysis saying, doctor, this is how many patients that you're seeing currently. This is your current rejections of all your claims, the rate that you gave me. This is how much you're being charged for doing your billing. And that's whether they're doing billing in-house. We've got certain calculations that if they've got 1 employee or 2 employees doing the billing in their house, versus if they've got somebody outsourced, we've got a different calculation for that. We pull all that information in here. And this is actually off of a real one. I helped one of these licensees or one of our business owners put this together several years ago. But all this is just a proposal that goes along with some of the other material that we're going to show you how to deliver to the doctor. And at the bottom, it says a projected impact on your practice, which means that this particular doctor's office putting everything that you see over on the left-hand side, which was collected from the practice analysis, put it in here, and there's the bottom line. Right now, doctor, if I could help you even get half of this money back in your office, what do you think about that? You think that you might like to see another $5,000 in your pocket? Because what I'm shooting for is what is on this paper. I could actually increase your revenue by $10,202 a month. How does that sound? Let me ask you this. Do you think at this point you've sold the doctor anything? You're not selling them anything except for their own money that they've lost. And that's what it gets down to. We are revenue cycle managers. This is what we do to help master the best ways to market to doctors. We've got the system. That's why we are in business and have been in business for well over 30 years. And I can tell you, we'll be here another 30 years from here on out because we're delivering real-time solutions for doctors. And the real-time solutions for doctors is actually showing where they've lost their money and how to put that money back into their pocket. And in the meantime, we're putting back money into your pocket.